All right, so I'm here with Joan Kelly.
Oh, can I just answer the question about the heels?
Yes.
So every time we buy, my girlfriends and I buy an outfit or buy a rockin' pair of shoes, everyone always says the line is, where are you going in that? And since I'm 100, I always say going to QFC. We're going to QFC in this. I don't know where we're going, but that's what we're doing.
That's funny that you say that because every time I'm in QFC with heels, I feel like everyone looks at me like,
yes.
Oh, really? Are you going to Daniel's at the Hyatt after this? Like, and you know what I mean?
Rockin' divorcee.
I know.
Hey, I'd say if you got it, wear it.
Yes, rock it.
Rock it.
Fabulous.
Day in,
They're
day out.
expensive. I'm not just going to wear them at night when it's dark.
Exactly.
Hello?
It's a major piece of jewelry now.
Oh, and okay, can I make a note? Keyword rants and raves for later. Taking off shoes at parties.
Hate.
Okay, but wait a minute.
Worse.
I was in, wait, hold on, because people are going to call me out on this one on Facebook, and I don't want that. When I wore those 7-inch Jimmy Choos on my birthday, I had them off at the club, and every person, I had them in my hand, and I go, if you ask me about this or you take a picture, it's over. But I cannot walk in these anymore, and they were getting things spilled on them, so I was more worried about that.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
no,
Well,
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody that hosts a party and then makes you take your shoes off when you get there.
That's
I was at a
That's the
wedding,
worst.
and the bride took her shoes off, and I wanted to go up to her and say no.
Nope.
And I went to the East Side Catholic auction, and the one that was checking us in, the little girl from high school, I was like, come here, honey, put the shoes back on.
Put the shoes back on.
And I was like, I'm like, do you understand why? Because we're here to raise a lot of money tonight, and that just doesn't look nice. Now, hop to it.
Hop to it.
I think to go deeper in that, what Sequoia was talking about is going to a home or somewhere that someone is hosting it, and they ask you to take your shoes off.
Hate.
I'm sorry, the shoes go with the outfit.
The shoes go with the outfit.
They have
As a
to
matter
stay
of
on.
fact.
It's like
That is
spare
so
me.
funny
Your
that
wood
you say
floors
that
are
now.
not going to get messed up by my one time of wearing high heels. It's a constant dragging of the stools across your floor.
Yeah, I can't stand that. And as a matter of fact, Helen, just to your point, when I have a party at my home, I specifically say, shoes on. Come with your shoes on.
Good.
And I can't stand
For
it when I
you.
get to somebody's house that like literally hasn't been done in like 20 years. Can you take your shoes off? Why?
Yeah, really?
Really? My shoes are worth more than
I'm
your
going to
whole
make you a
house at
sign
this
that
point.
says shoes on and get the kids on the bus. So we're going to go on that note. We're going to talk about getting the kids on the bus. So Joan is not only a teacher at the Art Institute. What class do you teach?
Well, let's see, 10-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I teach the branding class. I teach event production. I teach trending, the buying classes, the industry class, whatever they want me to do, 2 or 3 classes a quarter. Love it.
You are truly a motivator to me since I met you.
my
After
gosh.
I got over the hump of being mortified of you.
Can you believe that?
And
Just-
I'm never scared of anyone. But
She
I
was
saw her
scared
and I
of
was
me.
like, I was like, I don't even want to talk to her.
She's
scared.
not. I'm not taking her on. That's what she said.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand. I thought
Yeah.
you're so cute. What's the problem?
Oh, no. Crazy. Big personalities. Okay, so tell us a little about, we talked about fashion first. So tell us what it supports, Rise and Shine. I've done a couple events. My last one helped support it.
Which we totally appreciate. We raised almost $1,200 that night, and
Oh,
you know
good.
that's a kid and a half on the bus.
Good.
So anyway, when we started Fashion First 9 years ago,
A kid and a half on a bus.
a kid and a half on the bus. We started it, and it is our mission statement is for independent retailers and designers in the Seattle area to promote and support them. And then as a few years went by, obviously we got, 700 people there that have big pocketbooks. We got to raise some cash. So we do it to support kids. And we like the fact that, like, our message is shop in Seattle. Don't be shopping online. Don't be shopping in New York. Shop right here with these people. Keep our independent business core going. Make sure, but P.S., all of our kids have more than everybody. So let's support some kids right here in Western Washington, because I don't know about you, but I'm probably staying here, and I want these kids to be future leaders and to keep that going as well. So Rise and Shine it started 22 years ago by an amazing woman, Janet Trinkus, and it's all about, she had the foresight and the fortitude to say when the AIDS, you guys weren't even born yet, but when the AIDS crisis hit, honestly, girls, I think people thought it was going to be over in a month. Really. And then it, came out a couple weeks later or a couple months later. No, this is like here to stay. Yeah. And she had the foresight to say, what's going to happen to the kids? What's going to happen to these kids when their parents start dying? So anyway, that's what Rise and Shine does. It helps children who have been affected by AIDS and HIV through the loss of a sibling or a parent.
Oh, that's such a great cause.
Yeah, so it's through leadership, summer camps, mentorship
And
programs.
you guys do a really good job at Fashion First of really making it clear what the money is going towards. Like last year, I didn't know much about Fashion First. I'd met you briefly right before. You're like, come to the show. I came and immediately I knew what Rise and Shine was all about. So it was
trying to get the
good.
message across, and we do that in a number of ways. But we love Rise and Shine. They, it is a small nonprofit, but they run it lean and mean and affect as many kids as possible.
That's great.
It's not like I have to climb through, which I'm sure you can appreciate too, a bunch of corporate hoo-ha, but I'm on the air now, so I can't really say it. But, I don't have to jump through a bunch of bureaucrats and make sure that, we're affecting these kids right here.
Well, I think it's important that you mentioned that the amount of money that goes towards that actually ends up, in the
$82,000
of the people that you wanted to, because that's a really big deal right now with charities. How much is it going to pay the staff that does it and goes to these weird other things, and how much actually gets to the hands of the people that need it? And I think that's a really big deal that you run it lean and mean. I love that.
So with Fashion First, I want to talk to you because when I first was getting ready to start the Malibu Doll Show, I came to you for some advice. So you know how to throw a great fashion show. And it was really well put together. I mean, it's so organized. And I looked at yours and was like, oh my God, I have so much to learn. So what goes into, how long do you guys, is it a year? Like right when you guys are finished, you start again?
Yeah. Now that we're getting old, on the 9th year, we can definitely, mainstream the systems and the processes. But yeah, it takes about a year. A good 5 to 6 months to put everything together. But now that we're up and rolling, so to speak, and it's got legs, it usually doesn't take as long.
What do you think makes a fashion show good?
Keeping on the timeline.
Keeping on the timeline?
Absolutely. Keeping on the timeline. And we just had a meeting about that this morning where we need to, again, edit our show. Every year it's always about what are we going to edit? How do we make it tighter? How do we make it better executed? How do we keep it rolling so everybody knows what they're here for, has a really good time, and can bounce?
Yeah.
Because we do want to keep it during the week.
So last year, the celebrity guest was Miss Mandy Moon.
Miss Mandy Moon.
And this year, have you announced it yet? Or are we
waiting? Have not announced it, but, we're hoping to have a big celebrity that's been affected or maybe infected with AIDS or HIV. So we'll leave it to you as to who.
Magic Johnson?
I don't know.
It's the only one that came to mind.
Yes. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. That'd
Honestly,
be awesome.
if I could have anybody right now, it would be Arsenio Hall, because if you guys are watching The Celebrity Apprentice, that's his charity, is the Magic Johnson charity.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, nice.
So sponsors, big sponsors yet? Do we still have to, when are we going to hear more about Fashion First, and how do we hear more about it? How do our listeners get to go?
Website will be up and rolling June 1st. Facebook and Twitter has already started. Blog is up and rolling. Chateau Saint Michel's on. The Art Institute's in. Smart Water's the title sponsor. Another suntan company in town who we all know and love. He will be
Mr. Scott Swirlin, I'm assuming.
Mr. Scott Big Daddy Swirlin. He's jumping on board again. We have a few other people, obviously, always in the hopper. So Larry's coming back, The Finery's coming back, Swaying Cake's coming back. I hear that Luxagogo is coming in.
Luxagogo. Lizzie and I talked about it last night. She goes, should I do it? And I was like, absolutely. She goes, I think I'm going to get on board. So I think we're good to go.
So we got a lot of people hopping on.
And Shay Chic.
Is she confirmed?
Well, we're confirming.
Okay, there you go. It's on the air.
Tara's like,
breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news.
Breaking news.
Lizzie Parker, of course, and we all saw her on Fashion Star. Did anyone see Fashion Star?
I was going to ask you guys about Fashion Star.
So how do you know her? How is that connection?
She is also she is an executive producer, and she handles the whole creative aspect of it.
Oh, very cool. Okay. I actually really did like what she made. I was surprised. I was like, because you
don't expect it.
I haven't in Seattle. I was like, oh no, what are we going to see? And it came down, and I was like, oh, actually, this is one of my favorites so far on Fashion Star. So,
and what does she do? She has is it athletic wear?
No,
knits. Knits is what she does.
Yes.
Okay,
like hand knits.
Like no,
knits.
cut and sewn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like St. John.
No,
knits.
knits. Like
like
head to toe dressing, like well-defined T-shirts.
Oh,
like that's interesting.
Aren't St. John knits?
Yeah, but that's like old lady hodgepodge.
I like St. John. Okay, I had it wrong.
You are such a St. John girl. All right, well, thank you, Joan, for coming on. We'll talk to you a little bit later when we talk about our fashion rants and raves. And next, when we come back, we'll be talking to Helen about hair extensions and everything that has to do with our head.
Let's get glam.